Thanks everyone for joining us. We're going to wait just a couple more minutes for a few other people that we're waiting on. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Fontenot, I think we have most people that we are expecting.
Wonderful. Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Before we get started, I'd like to go ahead and point out a few important points, given that we're holding a virtual meeting. As always, our meeting is being streamed online, so please be mindful of that. You're asked to keep yourselves on mute during the meeting. Please physically raise your hand if you have a comment or question. If you're not recognized, please announce it till you're recognized. When recognized to speak, unmute yourself. Give it a few seconds before you make your comments, and then please go back to mute to avoid background noise. If you have trouble with your technology at any point, you should contact James. The phone number was on the first page of the agenda that was sent to you previously. We will conduct a roll call vote for each item. So when your name is called, please be prepared to unmute and verbally have your vote recorded. Pursuant to the notice and instructions for this virtual meeting that were posted along with the agenda, the Commission identified 3 ways to submit public comment on any of the items being considered today. The first two methods were via email at the address provided or by comment card at the web address provided. Comments submitted during either of these two methods were due by 5 p.m. yesterday. The commission did not receive any written comments. The commission is also prepared to receive public comment by phone or email today during this meeting. The conference telephone number to call is 877-848-7030. Again, that number is 877-848-7030. The participant PIN number is 339-6187. 339-6187. Public comments can also be emailed to prop.schools@laregents.edu. That's prop.schools@laregents.edu. Any public comments received will be read during the meeting by staff. You will need to provide your name, the agenda item, and your general comment. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per comment. I'd like to go ahead and call this meeting to order. We'd like to start off with a roll call, please.
All right. Miss Melanie Amrine.
Here.
Mr. Chris Broadwater.
Here.
Miss Sherry Despino.
Here.
Mr. James Doris.
Here.
Mr. James Fontenot.
Here.
Miss Jada Lewis.
Here.
Miss Carmen Million.
Here.
And Miss Mary Lou Potter. All right, Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Wonderful. Thank you. Our first item up in today's agenda is the election of officers. I think we have to elect a chair and a vice chair, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
Okay. The floor is open for nominations.
Mr. Fontenot, you've done such an outstanding job over the past few years. I would love that you continue if that's something that you would like to do.
Well, thank you. I'd be happy to if that's so what y'all would wish. But
Would
I'll
second that
second
motion.
that.
all right, we have a nomination for myself and a second. Do we have any other nominations? I guess we need to do a roll count and vote on this,
I believe so, yes, sir.
Courtney? Okay. If you would give us a roll call count.
Will
vote.
do. Miss Amrine,
Yes.
Mr. Broadwater,
Yes.
Miss Despino,
Yes.
Mr. Doris,
Yes.
Mr. Fontenot,
Yes.
Miss Lewis,
Yes.
Miss Million.
Yes.
All right, congratulations, Mr. Fontenot.
Unanimous.
Well, thank you. I appreciate y'all's vote of confidence. I was getting dependent on the income stream. I guess we need to nominate a vice chair. The floor is open for nominations.
I'd like to nominate Melanie.
I'll second that nomination.
I'll accept on the condition that Mr. Fontenot misses no meetings.
I can't promise that. I can do my best, but. All right, do we have any other nominations? With that, do a roll call vote, please.
Absolutely. Miss Amrine,
Okay.
Mr. Broadwater,
Yes.
Miss Despino,
Definitely, yes.
Mr. Doris,
Yes.
Mr. Fontenot,
Yes.
Miss Lewis,
Yes.
Miss Million.
Yes.
All right, congratulations.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, our next item up is the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. Everyone should have received those by email after our meeting 2 months ago. You have any comments or questions?
I'll make a motion to approve. This is Sherry.
We have a motion from Sherry for approval of the last meeting's minutes.
Norman Million seconds.
Have a second? We'll do a roll call vote, please.
Mhm. Okay, and when I do this roll call, I will include Miss Mary Lou Potter has joined the meeting.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. Miss Melanie Amrine,
Yes.
Mr. Broadwater,
Yes.
Miss Despino,
Yes.
Mr. Doris,
Yes.
Mr. Fontenot,
Yes.
Miss Lewis,
Yes.
Miss Million,
Yes.
and Miss Potter. Oh, you're still on mute, Mary Lou. Mary Lou? Yeah, okay. Oh, she disappeared. All
Hey,
right.
Mary Lou's having some difficulties with her volume.
Okay.
She's not able to hear.
All right. Well, we'll hopefully get that fixed up. As is, that motion passes.
Wonderful. I think we have 2 new applications up for consideration today.
Yes. So this first group is actually 3 individual licenses. We have listed them as one item on the agenda as they all come under the United Dental Institutes, LLC.
Proposal for.
These will be located in Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and New Orleans. They are all 3 schools will offer 2 different programs: dental assisting, which will be 80 clock hours in approximately 4 weeks, and orthodontics for dental assisting, which will be 32 clock hours in approximately 2 weeks. Staff has deemed these applications to be complete and compliant, and that the United Dental Institute has met all the legal and administrative requirements to be approved for initial license for all 3 locations. The owners, Dr. Thuy and Tuan Nguyen, are here today to answer any questions that the commission has.
Dr. Nguyen, this is James. Could you tell us a little bit about what made you decide to open your school?
Go ahead.
Okay, so we have the same last name. Sorry, James. So I've been in the dental field for about 10 years, and I'm seeing a huge void in hiring right now, just as a personal doctor myself for practices. And so the prospective candidates have been, pretty good, but even then there hasn't been enough candidates. And we see a lot of patients that are kind of teenagers that are coming out of high school or just young adults that are actually very interested, but they're not aware of the education that's offered. And so kind of just experiencing that, I thought it would be a great idea to set up the programs in each prospective cities that I felt like there was a need. And I think we definitely could offer really great knowledge for these students to make them competitive in the market when they're looking for positions, since I am involved in some of the study groups to kind of transition them into a great career.
Thank you. Melanie?
We've seen a number of dental assisting schools, of course, in the cities, the ones that you've listed as well, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Lafayette. And I'm relying on my memory, which is not great, but it seems like the other dental assisting schools are 6 weeks and yours is 4. So I'm wondering, can you tell me how you structured your training and why you think 4 weeks is adequate preparation?
So what I'm seeing is that the studies that they're focusing on is more on a general aspect, and we wanted to focus a little bit more on the clinical aspect of things. I think that we wanted to do it in 4 weeks because of the type of education that I'm going to be doing. Is that, yes, we're going to be offering it in a very, typical way, which is we're going to give them the information, but I do want to have them learn on a different level, which is questioning and answer. And I think that if we implemented that into how we present the information, they would pick it up a lot quicker. So that's why we thought we could do it in a 4-week program, because then we could see which students are struggling and not understanding the material if we do the question and answer type of teaching experience.
So is this a model or curriculum that has been established, or one that you are creating?
I think it's, I don't know if the other schools are doing it that way, but what I'm doing in my office now when I bring on students, because I actually have hire some people that, like front desk that don't have experience. And we've noticed that we move pretty quickly. I can get them trained in a matter of a couple weeks and get them on track pretty fast with that type of experience for my own personal experience. And so I think it would do well.
Okay, thank you.
Chris? You're still on mute, Chris.
There we go. Thank you. I see your list of equipment here, and I know that you've got a unique partnership where you've got space being provided rent-free. But some of this equipment, the X-ray arm to practice X-rays, that sort of thing, seems to be somewhat expensive equipment. Is that something that's being provided as part of that partnership, or are those purchases that you're going to have to make with the capital that you've put up in your ownership capacity?
They're within the practice that we have a partnership with, sir.
Okay, so all of that is already there. You're not having to purchase additional equipment to get set up. Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
And for the students, I see in the fees that they purchase, they get their scrubs and there's a program kit. What is that? Is that some of the basic supplies to make molds and that sort of thing they'll practice with?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
James, I have a question.
Sherry?
As far as your students, where are you going to be finding them? And are you specifically teaching just yourself, or you have other teachers? And
so we want to our offices are now really involved in the community and in social media, just because of that age group. We've seen that social media has thrived, so that's one portion of the marketing that we're going to be doing to recruit the patients. But also, one of the doctors is really involved into the school system mentoring. So we want to go into the schools and talk to those students that to pique their interest if they are interested, and then also within the office also.
okay, and who will be teaching?
We have about 14,000 patients throughout our offices per exam. And a lot of these are young adults or high school students, which is a good way for us to kind of reach out to the community and talk about our new institute that we were wanting to start. So,
Okay. And who's going to, again, who will be teaching your students?
the doctors.
The doctors. Okay.
Yes. Initially, and then as we grow a little bigger, we're looking at hiring instructors.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other questions or?
I move we approve, Mr. Chairman.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. If we could have a roll call, please.
Absolutely. Ms. Amrine?
Yes.
Mr. Broadwater?
Yes.
Ms. Despino?
Yes.
Mr. Doris?
Yes.
Mr. Fontenot?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Million?
Yes.
All right. Congratulations, doctors. Applications have been approved, and I will follow up with you at a later date to talk about next steps.
Great.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let's see, our next item up is the, is it Next Level Education Service, I believe?
That is correct. And Miss Megan Johnson is going to introduce that school to you.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to present an application for a new school to commission. The school is owned and operated by Next Level Educational Services, LLC. Next Level Educational Services will be located in LaPlace, Louisiana. This school will offer one program, phlebotomy technician, at 108 clock hours at approximately 7 weeks. Staff deems this application to be complete and compliant, and that Next Level Educational Services has met all the legal and administrative requirements to be approved for an initial license for their location. The owner, Mrs. Crystal Placide Taylor, is representing the school to answer any questions the commission might have.
Thank you for being here. Crystal, can you just share with us a little bit about your vision and what made you decide to open the school?
Yes, I've been working on this school for over a year now. So I'm a licensed practical nurse. I've been a practical nurse for 13 years. I have tons of experience in medical background. I also am a phlebotomy certified phlebotomy technician as well as an instructor. So I did see a need over the last few years with labs in the in-facility areas and outpatient areas needed help, especially when, I went to get my blood drawn at Quest Diagnostics. It was a wait because they were short staffed. So I looked at it as a great opportunity, not only to open a school because of that, but some students are leery about they want to get in the medical field and not knowing if they really want to do that. So I thought that the phlebotomy program would be a great way for them to be exposed to allied health, and they can make it a career, or they can advance in a career.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Melanie?
Good morning. Are there other schools in your area that are offering the phlebotomy course?
After doing my research, I live in St. John Parish, and after doing my research, there are no other schools in my area or the surrounding areas. The nearest school is in Metairie, deep in Metairie.
I noticed you were looking at those parishes that I would think would be underrepresented. So
yes.
Great.
Yes, so it's actually it's no medical training school at all in my area or the surrounding parishes of St. James or St. Charles Parish.
Okay, so you see there's definitely a need there.
Yes, it is. And especially since we're in a pandemic,
Right.
More hospitals, clinics, outpatient laboratory, they're needing help. Like they're overloaded with needing help with testing, needing help with blood draws is enormous. So I think this is like the perfect time to actually get the students in, get them trained, get them effectively trained, and get them out in the workforce.
I have a follow-up question. I was interested that you're doing the hybrid. I don't know that we've seen the phlebotomy or some of the allied health courses done in a hybrid method where most of it's online and you just bring them in for the lab work.
Correct.
And you're going to be responsible for all of that? Are you responsible
Correct.
for the online training as well as the
Correct. Yes, I am going to be responsible for putting the instructional learning online, and as well as when they come to me for the 3 days in-person training, we're going to do deep, strict in-person, hands-on training, getting them certified, getting them skilled, and they're even going to practice on each other. And then we're going to, make it intense those 3 days.
Yeah, you said 24 hours in 3 days, so that's
Yes, that's a lot. That's intense.
It is intense.
But they have to know what they're doing. And I'm sure some of you had blood work and, you had some that was good stickers and not so good stickers. So I want to make sure that they're going to be going out in the workforce and doing what they need to do and being requested to, when that patient comes back, oh, I want so-and-so to draw my blood.
Oh, yeah. We want good stickers. Thank
Yes.
you.
Ms. Sherry, I think you had a question?
Yeah, I do. So you said that there are no programs around you, but where are you going to, or are you going to help try to get your students placed? And where will they go to work? I mean, or there places around you, surrounding you that they can be able to go? I heard you say clinics and hospitals, but it was interesting that there were no programs, but yet, so I'm trying to figure out, yeah.
We do have an Ashner hospital. It's actually an emergency room, and they it's not an inpatient facility. They send the patients out to Kenner. The nearest hospital is Kenner. So I'm in between the I-10 corridor. So once they finish training, we do have a lot of clinics. We do have a Quest, and also we're only 15, 20 minutes from Kenner, and we're 25, 35 minutes from Baton Rouge. So as far as job placement, I can't guarantee them job placement,
right,
but the market is extremely is in demand right now. So I will assist them in preparing a resume at the end of the program to get them started to get out in the workforce.
And how many will you teach at one time, and where will you be finding your students?
Right now, social media is the go-to for marketing because everybody's on social media. So I plan to use a lot of that. And being that it's hybrid, I'm planning on taking around 20 students because I can break the groups up 10 and 10. We need to still practice social distancing. So I will have 2 sessions when it's time for them to come in person. So I would do 10 in the morning for one session and 10 in the evening.
Okay. All right,
And some students probably will be working, so I'll work around the school schedule to get it done. I mean, their work schedule to get it done. I'm sorry.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chris, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. Similar question that I had for the previous applicant. I'm looking at your equipment list, which I assume is for your lab.
Yes.
20 chairs, 12 tables. There's a number of things on here. Are these assets that you've already purchased, or are those things that you still need to get? What I'm looking at is I looked at your audit of your financials, and we want to make sure that there's a healthy business here, that if students make the investment. So I'm just trying to get an idea whether or not this will eat up a lot of your available capital, or whether you've already got this taken care of.
Yeah, it's already taken care of. I was getting small by small, so I wouldn't have, like you said, I wouldn't eat up my capital and have it, weighing on my shoulders. So most of it is already taken care of. It's just a few items that I need to, order and get, and I can't actually get until my school is approved through a vendor, like ordering tubes and stuff like that. They want to make sure that the school is, licensed.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Anyone else?
I move for approval on this school.
And I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. If we could have a roll call, please.
All right, just before roll call, I want to check with Chandra to see if there's any public comments.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
No, there were no public comments.
Okay, I'll go ahead. Ms. Emright,
Yes.
Mr. Broadwater,
Yes.
Ms. Despino,
Yes.
Mr. Doris,
Yes.
Mr. Fontenot,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Ms. Millian.
Yes.
All right. Congratulations, Crystal.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
All right, Megan will be in touch with you later to go over next steps.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good luck, Crystal.
Thank you.
Our next item on the agenda is the renewal applications. I think everyone got a list of those think starting with, let's see, get my pages right here. The Academy of Acadia and goes through to the Unitech Training Academy in Alexandria.
There's a total of 16 schools who submitted renewal applications. You'll also notice the one school that is not renewing, Martin International. They did not submit their application in time, and staff is in the process of following up to see if they would like to reapply for licensure or gather the student records.
Okay, and I'm sure you'll keep us updated on the progression with that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Chairman, I have a quick question about one of them. I'm seeing NASCAR Technical Institute, but there's a North Carolina address. Do they actually have a location in Louisiana? I see they've been operating since 2002.
So they provide online programs through that location. And you'll have to forgive me. I can follow up with this if you need. This was a school that Christy was involved in, so I'm not as closely familiar with it. I think that they offer some hybrid courses with independent organizations here for online or for hands-on training, but they don't have a physical location.
Okay, thank you.
If I remember correct.
Yeah, they recruit Louisiana students and they have a recruiter here. So because they have a recruiter in the state, that's considered having a physical presence, and that's why they have to be licensed.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chandra.
Good. Thank you, Sandra. Seemed like I remember when this application came through that even though they didn't have a physical location, but they recruited and they would house students actually at their North Carolina school. So, but that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or comments on any of the renewals? Do we have any motions for?
I move we approve, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we have a motion. Anyone second?
Second.
Ms. Melanie gives a second. If we could have a roll count, please.
All right. Ms. Amright?
Yes.
Mr. Broadwater?
Yes.
Ms. Despino?
Yes.
Mr. Doris?
Yes.
Mr. Fontenot?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Million?
Yes.
All right.
Our next item is the program approvals update. And I think this is purely just for just to update us. I don't think we have to take any action on this if I remember correctly.
That is correct. But I'm happy to entertain any questions if there were any about any of those program approvals. All right. Well, staff has a few things under other business. I want to introduce Amanda. Is she still here? There she is. Amanda LaGrew. She has joined the Attorney General's office for the Education Division and will be joining Alex Rainboth as one of our executive councils.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. I'm really excited to have her on board. She does come from the Louisiana Department of Agriculture and Forestry, so she's got some of that government experience and knowledge already in her head.
I'm sure that will be very helpful in the future as we go forward.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. Thank you.
Thank you again for being here.
All right. Additionally, want to notify the commission that we are approving a temporary modality change policy. This is in relation to the pandemic and COVID-19. Our schools are able to adjust to some online courses, hybrid courses as need be, depending on where we are in the phases. This is the same modality flexibility that academic schools currently have, and we are just formalizing this policy through August 2021 which reflects when the academic policy also ends. Any questions about that?
Yeah, Courtney, I was curious about that. I'd had that question earlier. Do they actually have to submit a program change in order to start offering a hybrid or online? Or can they just notify you?
Under this policy, they just need to notify us, and also, of course, make sure that any of their accrediting bodies or other dual approval bodies also are aware or approve this. DOE and the accrediting bodies have also had very similar flexibility for schools, allowing them to make the changes as they need, so students aren't penalized for rolling back to phase 2 or phase 1 or whatever each locality needs to do.
Good. I'm glad to hear that, because I was wondering about that. If they had to go through the whole process of getting approved for a change, that could be extra cumbersome.
Exactly.
Yeah. Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other business?
One more business. I just want to let the commission know that we are exploring some upcoming rule changes and updates to our Louisiana Code Title 28 Part 3. So most of these are some general updates. The law has been updated since the code was, so we want to make sure that the code matches the law in what it's saying that this section needs to do. And we're also looking at adding language regarding the safe and secure transmission of student level data. This is so that we can roll proprietary school student data into the master plan, and we can better represent what our proprietary schools and their students are contributing to the state. So this will be a process that we start soon. I'm sure we'll give an update in March, because I do not think that we will finish it in 2 months. Randall's smiling. Randall, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think that was a pretty good synopsis. Our legal team is working on what the specifications might call for, but as Courtney mentioned, it's really to try to recognize the work of the proprietary schools and their contribution to the state's attainment goal. But at the end of the day, we're going to ensure that all stakeholders, including the commission, is involved with providing comment and feedback as we explore what the possibilities might look like for that. That's all. Thank you. I'll be happy to stand for any questions at this time, though I don't know if there really may be any.
All right.
All right. Thank you all for that update.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
That is all the other business that staff have. So unless the commission has anything.
All right. Unless someone has something else, meeting is officially adjourned. Thank everyone for being here, and stay safe.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Everybody.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.